afternoon, Mr. Gondo. My name is Natasha Mkonja. I'm the AZ administrator, and I just have a few questions for you this afternoon. So maybe you can start by introducing yourself.
All right. No, thank you, Natasha. First and foremost, I'm not Mr. Gondo. I'm Mike Gondo. So I live and work in South Africa. I work for an organization called Sanlam Pan Africa. I look after innovation and growth, across the continent for the organization, excluding South Africa. So, by profession, I'm a qualified actuary, born and bred in Zim. I've been qualified as an actuary for about 20 years, and my jobs have always been around, being, in insurance, carrying out lots of different roles. In my personal capacity, I'm a dad of 3. I've got 3 boys, and then in my other private capacity, I am an author. Who has authored 74 books, and then I also run my own ministry, called Impact Global Faith Ministry in my private life.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite a lot. Yeah, but we're pleased and honored to have you here as our speaker. So my first question will be, how are you finding this convention, our 9th annual convention?
Yes.
How are you finding it? And the crowd, is it as engaging as you expected?
Yeah. So I think first and foremost, I think it's an honor for me, to be here, to come back home, to sow a seed, in the environment that groomed me to be where I am. And that having been at the convention today has been a very good, just to see the growth of, the actuarial profession, in Zimbabwe. I was one of the people that started the Actuarial Society of Zimbabwe. That's about probably, I think 18 or so years ago. And at that time, it was a very small community. We wouldn't even fill a meeting room, with actuarial students and actuaries. But today I'm like seeing, an entire venue, full of people. It's just shown me, how the profession has grown. And then what inspired me the most was seeing the young people. During the time I left University of Zimbabwe at the end of 1997, and then only 2 of us got into the profession. From the whole, UZ stream, only 2 of us got in the profession. But today I saw lots of young people, something I never imagined I would see, so that got me excited.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I was actually a year old when you finished uni. Yeah.
I could tell.
Okay, so now that you're leaving us, unfortunately, what are your key takeaways from this convention?
Yes. So my key takeaways is that there is lots of opportunity, for the young people, to learn more. So as I was sitting there and I'm looking at the demographic mix, what was going through my mind is, what more can we do, to bring all these young minds, into knowing different disciplines, that are out there. So from the few interactions I had during lunch, what I could tell is that a lot of them do not have a lot of exposure, of the much bigger world. So I think part of the thinking that, the local council can think about is, how do we broaden, the scope of their focus in order to bring in, a lot of diversity of knowledge, diversity of views, and diversity of experiences, primarily with the objective of wanting to guide these youngsters onto a path that they know they've got lots of options available to them, and then also mentor them into the different, disciplines.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you. Surely the council will take action on this. So I think that will be all from me. All the best. We thank you so much for gracing this event. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for inviting me and for paying my invoices.
Sure.